Wow. It was a long drive. I just got done checking out a future vlog 60 miles away, but we got to do the crazy story this week. A petroleum center. Yes, I know I've been here, but I guarantee you probably didn't hear what happened and what was invented here back in the 1800s. This is a daily. Another weird story. Oh, I've done some crazy stories in my time. Like the plane in the graveyard. Yeah! Yeah! The Pink Floyd themed house. Yeah! Yeah! The UFO sightings in Titusville, PA. Yeah! Yeah! A man cremated himself on nitroglycerin right over there. Yeah! Yeah! A potato sack that wrecked a car. Yeah! Yeah! Yes. But here's another crazy story from good old Titusville, PA. Yeah! I love these old crazy stories. Back in the 1800s, and if you've been following me for a while, you know where I am. I am petroleum. I am petroleum. Yes. That's what they called me. That's what they called me back in high school. Here comes petroleum. Well, they did. But anyway, I'm in Petroleum Center. And there's a little fact that happened here. No, the story is not about murder. It is not about killing people. It's not about bar fights or drinking or the crazy stuff that went on here. An invention come from this crazy abandoned oil boom town. Ooh, I just got a good idea. Let's play a little game this week. I'm going to tell you the story of what was invented, well, come from here. But I'm not going to tell you what it is till the end of the vlog. See if you can get what I'm explaining, what was invented, what substance come from here. That's probably in your medicine cabinet today. Y'all know I'm a nerd, right? Because I find the story fascinating, and you'll see why at the end of the story. You're like, really? Yes, I'm a nerd. Nerds! Now basically, the gist of the story. I am standing on Wildcat Hollow, and all the oil derricks, if you look in the picture, then you pan up. Picture them all along the hillside. Certain man, his name, B, I will put you in traction and burn your hive. A certain man named Robert Chesebrough paid a visit to this place in the 1800s. Why? If you haven't heard that guy's name before, you're about to get to know him really well. But Robert spent his life savings to come to here. Also, he went to Pit Hole for a specific reason. He didn't know yet. There was a lot of buzz about Petroleum Center and Pit Hole. All the millionaires were coming here. And there's a guy on a bike. A lot of people were coming here to invest, to drill. All the money was flowing here. And Robert decided to come here with his life savings. He was a lab rat. It's what he did. He extracted stuff, he distilled stuff. The guy came here for an unknown reason, and he left, basically with a product that you probably have in your medicine cabinet right now. Basically, he came here to see all the fuss. What was the big buzz about Petroleum Center and Pit Hole? And he knew about the money and the oil in the ground, but he didn't know that the drillers had a problem. As they were drilling, they would get this ooze and this goose. That sounds horrible, but that's how it is. They got the ooze and the goose on the drill bit when it was going in the ground, and they had to scrape it off and stop the machines to resume drilling because it just messed up the whole drilling process. And this guy observed this happening. He asked the workers, "What are you doing with that crap on the drilling equipment?" He's like, "We throw it away. It's useless, but we do put it on our wounds because it tends to heal them." The workers were just throwing it away because it was no good to them. But then they realized if they put this goo on their wounds when they got cut drilling. It kind of helped the healing of their skin. And this crazy guy who stopped here spent his whole life savings, thought, lab rat, there's something with this. Don't even look on Google, people. Don't look it up. Don't look the guy's name up till the end of the vlog. Don't do it. And he even asked the workers, he's like, can I have some of that? Whoa. Everywhere I go, something always falls down. He asked the workers, can I take some of that crap home? Because I want to do something with it. Like, oh, what, the rod wax? That's what back in the day they called it. That rod wax is really messing up our drilling. So he took mounds and mounds and mounds. Not the candy bar, just mounds of crap home to see what it could do with this miracle. I won't say it. To see what happens with this thing. Let's stop for a minute, hold on. When I come down here, I don't know what it is. I know the place was crazy when I was actually here, but I always feel like a lot of peace down here because it's so quiet and calm and deer are running everywhere. This place is awesome. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Another bee. But for 10 years, the dude messed around with this crazy substance. Don't Google it, please. Don't. I know, I see you people. Don't. Put your phone down. Stop. This is learning time. Come on, people. This crazy man, take it easy. This crazy man thought, hey, I purified this crap. I'm gonna experiment with it. The guys back in Pennsylvania can stick it on their skin for cuts and wounds. What will it do if I purified it? So this guy was his own guinea pig. Ugh. Yeah, what I'm about to tell you is disturbing. But the guy, he did it. The guy would intentionally burn himself. I know. And cut himself and slather this gel all over his body because the workers in Pennsylvania said, oh yeah, it heals up cuts. I'm not even joking. The guy, he's half in the bag. Well, no, he's not drunk. He's just crazy. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh, yes. Is that?
This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is.
$1872. The guy was done being crazy. He patented this crazy goo. I feel like Bigfoot's gonna come out of the woods any minute now. I'm just saying. But when he patented it in 1872, nobody would buy it from him. The pharmacy's like, yeah, I ain't gonna sell that crap. Are you crazy? But he started giving it away to people. And when the people ran out of this stuff, they went to the pharmacy and says, hey, do you have such and such on hand? They're like, no, we don't even carry that. What is that? That, my friends, is the pharmacy who turned down the miracle product that you have in your medicine cabinet today. Don't look it up. Don't. This is a game. Don't look it up yet till I say it. Well, then you know what happens next. The pharmacy got a hold of Robert Chesebrough and said, hey, remember that product we turned down because we thought you were stupid? He said, yes. He says, we want to buy stuff from you. Guess what happened? It started selling 1,400 jars a day. Was that too turny? Was that make you dizzy? What was that? But it wasn't a proven product till 1876 when the medical journal, The Lancet, marked it as a miracle medicine. And I'm backtracking because I left my water bottle somewhere down here. There it is. Jeez Louise. Whew, it's hot. If you know your oil history, you know the name John D. Rockefeller. Robert Chesebrough aligned himself with him because John D. Rockefeller had the monopoly on oil around here. So Robert could get his product define it, distill it, purify it, and make it an endless supply because of John D. Rockefeller. 1911 though come, and a little girl named Ida Tarbell, the famous journalist. She didn't like monopolies. She broke up Rockefeller's monopolies. So guess what happened to Robert and his product? Chesebrough ran for another 9 years on the supply that he had, but in 1920, due to Ida Tarbell breaking up a monopoly and getting him the raw product for his product to make, they temporarily quit making this product. Everybody was upset. I don't know. It didn't say it in the story, but I just made that up. I'm not Wikipedia. I ad-libbed. Sorry. But wait! Robert Chesebrough? Boy, I'm around a lot of trees today. Robert Chesebrough. There you go. He wasn't no dummy. He invested in machining like this. He also owned wells in the area so he could get the raw product to ship to his factory to make a miracle. Not gonna say it yet, but he was no dummy. He knew if something ever happened to his supply from Rockefeller, he had a backup plan. And boy, he was right. So after the stoppage, he replenished his supply, started making his miracle goo again. But in 1955...
Here's the red letter date in the history of science, November 5th, 1955.
Doc Brown, I love you, dude, but no. 1955, Robert sold his company. Or no, he merged, sorry. Whew, almost made somebody angry there. He merged with Pond's Extract. And eventually, in 1987, they sold the whole product to Unilever. Yes, Unilever has all these brands of soaps, creams, ointments. They're huge. Yes, they're now the owner of the Miracle Goo. Do you want to know now what the miracle stuff is? That came from Pennsylvania, Titusville, PA. Historical, beautiful, monumental Titusville, PA. My town, quiet town, a good town, sometimes a crazy town, but otherwise I love the place. What come from Titusville, PA? If this place wasn't here, you would never have in your medicine cabinet. Bam!
Sometimes your skin gets so dry you can actually scratch the word dry right on your hand. Now that's dry skin. And the drier your skin, the more you need today's Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion. It starts healing dry skin on contact. Thermal photography shows how Vaseline Intensive Care soothes the dryness, the redness, actually accelerates the healing of dry skin. Even hours later, you can't write on skin treated by Vaseline Intensive Care. It starts healing dry skin on contact.
Vaseline. Ooh, I dig history. How many of you got it in the middle of the video or the beginning of video? Whoa, that crazy deer. I tell ya, I hit him before, I'll hit you. Just playing. I love the deer. But how many of you got the gist and knew the product before I even said it? Little game this week. That's good. You know, I could have just said, hey, let's talk about Vaseline this week. You know, that would have been no fun. I mean, seriously, think about it. Jeez. But you can't deny the awesomeness. I mean, think about this. Without Titusville, without Colonel Drake, that product may or may not be in your filing cabinet right now. Filing cabinet. Thinking about bills. Huh. No. Your medicine cabinet. Seriously. I know I have some in mine. I bet you have some in yours. Or some form of Vaseline somewhere in your household. Thank you, Titusville. Thank you for all the vlogs that you give me. You are the gift with the small bridges. Holy smacks, dude. Boy, Massachusetts. Ha! Man, going to a Patriots game? But anyway, very cool history that may or you may have not known about. I didn't know about it till I did know about it like a month ago. I found the story and I put it in my stockpile. I'm sorry I hid secrets from you, but now you know. Yeah! I can't fight this feeling anymore. I forgot where I started from. That's not the words of that song. Oh, YouTube, if you didn't have to copyright music all the time, I could have played the whole song. Drapes. Ugh. The ill house of filth. Woo. If you live in Titusville, you know what that building was. Oh yeah, hot. Woo. Hey, someone's having a birthday party. We should go to it. Happy birthday, Ben. I don't know how old he is, but it's Ben. Oh, Ben, it's your birthday. Well, that'd be kind of funny if I just showed up a random person's birthday. That would be an awesome vlog. I love summer. I have to pull over and bend your ear for a minute, if you don't mind. Yeah. Whew. The Munder car scenes sometimes make me a little nervous. I'm just saying. But they're cool shots. But the people at McDonald's got so mad at the double drive-thru, they cut down that tree and they got a, what is that, Motley Crue playing over there? But I gotta do a favor for my wife and my mom. They both watch my channel, obviously. But they have graciously asked me, we know you have a bad habit, Joe. We know you smoke. But would you please not smoke in your videos? People, I'm just a regular old crazy person who has bad habits. I smoke cigarettes, but on the request of my wife and my mom, I will not smoke in my videos. That's why I'm pulled over here, because I'm gonna have a smoke and listen to a Motley Crue tribute band. But from now on, the reference is you will not see me smoke. If it offended anybody, I'm sorry. The more you know. That is awesome. Mama, 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 mama. Girls, girls, girls. Long leg, yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to go in that Titusville Ironworks one of these days when I have those tribute bands. I love 80s music. I don't know if that's a Motley Crue tribute band, but that was awesome. Girls, Taco Bell! Oh, Titusville, the gift that keeps on giving. Man, I am so glad. Not glad about red lights, but I'm so glad I'm in the area and I can film all this in the summer. It's crazy, but I find I'm doing stories that nobody's covered before. And I'm not patting myself on the back, people, don't get me wrong. But it's crazy that nobody's covered this. They may have covered it in a documentary or something, but to go down and be like, hey, I made the first yarn ball here. You know what I'm talking about. You know, documenting the history of where it happened and where the guy, who knows where the, and if you think about it, if I can ramble on for a minute, that guy, Robert Chesebrough, if he was in those BoomTowns and he was doing his stuff here, you know, he walked through the tiny town of beautiful Titusville, PA, to eat, to sleep, whatever. He was here. Just like the guy who wrote The Wizard of Oz. He had to be here. His dad was here. Think about all these historical people. It's insane. If you dig in the history books, they're, oh man, it's crazy. I don't know. I'm so glad I started doing these videos. It's insane. But I gotta tell you, you know, Robert Chesebrough lived to be 96 years old. And he took a tablespoon of his own Oh, he took a tablespoon of his own medicine every day. That too, Robert Chesebrough is credited for the one who invented the free sample. Think about that. Everybody gives out free samples for their products. They're like, try this, you might want to buy it. Robert Chesebrough was one of the first ones to be credited for the free sample. Here at the Wall of Mar, I had to come out and get my dinner, but I figured, let's do the ending bit over by the mighty aspen tree.
This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is.
Oh, I gotta say too, I gotta tell you, some points in the video, the camera got really hot. It was 101 degrees down at Petroleum Center. So the camera got really hot. It got a little bit of hazy, but you gotta expect that when you go out to film in 100-degree weather. Even a GoPro, they're tough, but they can only take so much heat. And go check out my social media, my Instagram, my Facebook, and I'm not a big Facebook person, people, so don't yell at me. I check it like twice a week. So if you send me a message and you don't get a reply, you'll get one. Just, I'm not a big Facebooker. I've had that question so many times, how come you didn't check your Facebook? Because I'm not a big social media person. YouTube's? I didn't do that. YouTube's? Love. Social media? Not a big guy. I check it once, twice, maybe 3 times a week. So don't yell at me, but that's where I put my thumbnail up to let you guys know what the video is going to be for the week. I'm just saying. And also check out my merchandise store downstairs in the link below. All the hats, hoodies, shirts, all that cool stuff down there. And thank you so much for supporting me in this crazy adventure I do on the old YouTubes. It's nuts. But those were the days.
Those were the days, my friend.
When I went out and checked Petroleum Center, told you a little history on the man who invented Vaseline. Crazy. If you don't look in the history book, you're never gonna know what happened in your area. And I just happen to live in a very historical area where I can do these stories. You never know what's left over from products that you're already making or doing. I'll take you down like Little Mac did. Come on. Anyway, who would have thought a waste byproduct of oil could have such an effect on the world? But everybody still uses it today. And don't eat it, people, because they use different substances and it's not pure as how it used to be when old Robert used to make it. But see you next Monday at 6 like normal. Hopefully you all have a good week. Hopefully you enjoyed this little game I played this week. I just didn't want to blurt out what I was going to do because, well, sometimes you got to mix your vlog up, you know what I mean? Have a good week. This is a daily.